Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to the discovery session for the Bachelor's of Health Sciences Health and Society program. My name is Fabiola Aparicio-Ting, and I am the director for the Health and Society program and a senior instructor in community health sciences.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jesse Hendricks. I am an instructor in the Department of Community Health Sciences as well, and I'm assistant director for the Health and Society program.
Okay, before we begin, I'd like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the traditional territories of the people of the Treaty 7 region in southern Alberta, which includes the Blackfoot Confederacy, comprising of the Siksika, Piikani, and Kainai First Nations, as well as the Tsuut'ina First Nation and the Stoney Nakoda, including the Chiniki, Bearspaw, and Wesley First Nations. The city of Calgary is also home to the Métis Nation of Alberta Region 3. I'd also like to note that the University of Calgary is situated on land adjacent to where the Bow River meets the Elbow River, and the traditional Blackfoot name of this place is Mackenzie's, which we now call the city of Calgary. So this land acknowledgement is more than just protocol. This is a commitment on our behalf to meaningful and purposeful reconciliation, and we feel very honored and privileged to be able to work, learn, teach, and research on this land. Okay, so hopefully you're here to learn about the Bachelor's of Health Sciences program in general and the Health and Society program specifically. Overall, the Bachelor's of Health Science is a research-intensive program that is really focused on creating the leaders for the future of health. Our program has a strong focus on academic writing, as well as interdisciplinary collaborative skills, which are really core to health research. The program itself offers students an honors degree designed to build foundational skills for conducting health science research. What makes this an honors degree is a couple of things. One is that we have a unique positioning, which means that we can offer an honors thesis at the very end of the program. So that is a capstone experience for all of our students. It also comes with some additional academic expectations where the GPA to continue in our program is a bit higher than other programs, but at the same time offers a wonderful academic experience as well as student experience beyond just the curriculum. There are 3 majors within the Bachelor's of Health Science program, of course. The bioinformatics major offers exciting opportunity to explore the intersection of computer science, math, and biology, while the biomedical sciences major offers students a foundation in the basic science research as it applies to the many areas related to human health. And we are going to explore the Health and Society major today. So Health and Society students learn the foundations of health research and explore how the social and health sciences perspectives together can be integrated to understand the health of individuals, communities, and whole populations. This reflects the need in public health and public health research, which requires an integration of a number of social and behavioral behavioral sciences, as well as the biomedical science perspective. Our program is flexible in that it provides students a foundation in the social sciences through the ability to explore a specific social science concentration, and allows our students then to ask important questions about health that extend beyond just the medical, meaning our students explore the social determinants of health. You know, how do social, political, economic factors impact one's ability to be healthy or the way they experience illness? Our program also focuses on health equity, and students explore issues like gender inequality and racism, as well as some foundations of public health. The flexibility in our program allows our students to explore their interests and then also accrue the requirements for a number of professional schools. So for example, many of our graduates have gone on to complete professional degrees in law, medicine, dentistry, pharmacy, physiotherapy, and veterinary medicine, just to name a few, as well as a variety of other graduate programs. So all this within a 4-year program. The Bachelor's of Health Sciences in general offers inquiry-based learning, which is just really a way of teaching that allows students to really take control of their own learning. So rather than just sitting and listening and taking notes in lectures, students are actively engaged to identify and research issues of their interest, to develop and sometimes even propose solutions. So this type of learning develops very strong problem solving and critical thinking skills that are crucial for health researchers and underpin as well for health and society students the main principles of public health practice. So within the program, there are 4 core inquiry courses that are full year courses, 1 per year, in which all BHSC students participate. That means you get an interdisciplinary experience where you're in a classroom with biomedical science and bioinformatics peers, and you all share a little bit of your own disciplines in a way that you can come up with solutions for very complex modern health issues. Health and Society specifically is designed to build foundations for public health. So again, our focus is the social determinants of health, health equity, as well as health policy and the general public health sciences, which includes epidemiology and the various social sciences. So you can see from our lineup of courses here that we start from an introductory course in health and society, all the way to a capstone course in the 4th year. So a couple of things I'd like to highlight here. These are the core and required courses for health and society majors and for health and society minors as well. There's a very strong focus on the determinants of health and critical thinking around how our environment shapes the health of individuals, communities, and whole populations. In the 3rd year, there's a unique experience for health and society students. This is the 3rd year Practicum course in which students take on a research project supervised and really mentored through the process by a researcher, either a faculty researcher or a researcher from a community-based organization, which includes Alberta Health Sciences. This gives students in their 3rd year a hands-on research experience that not only prepares them for their honors thesis, but also offers valuable employability skills. Additionally, even aside from the honors thesis that all BHSC students must complete, the Health and Society students complete HSOC 591 in their 4th year. This is an advanced seminar in health and society, and is actually our own individual capstone course where students get to explore a little of their learning from both the health sciences and the social science concentration and set out learning goals for themselves, creating a learning portfolio that highlights the direction they want to go post-graduation. So another unique aspect of the Health and Society program is the ability to declare a social science concentration. So this means, aside from the core BHSC courses and the required Health and Society courses called HSOC, Health and Society students in their 2nd year will declare a focus on a particular social science. And I've got the social sciences listed here on the slide. So that includes anthropology, community rehabilitation and disability studies, economics, geography, political science, psychology, and sociology. What this allows is for students to really build in those public health competencies for understanding the various perspectives and being able to be somewhat experts within a particular social science perspective and how it applies specifically to health. So unlike a minor, there are slightly fewer courses in a concentration, but the courses in the concentration have been selected specifically to be parallel to our health and health sciences specific courses. So our program then is quite flexible. So you have, in addition to health sciences, a social science set of skills that allows you to pursue research in a number of areas that might be in your interest. Additionally, you can accrue the requirements for a number of professional schools, as I mentioned before. So if you wanted to move beyond health sciences into a social science graduate degree, that is possible with a little bit of extra planning. As I already mentioned, Health and Society is a research intensive program, so a real focus on academic writing, interdisciplinary collaboration skills, and of course, research skills. So here I've highlighted our third-year practicum course project topics, as well as some honors thesis topics that students have pursued over the past couple of years. So this is but a small example of the breadth of research that is possible. Students who undertake the research practicum and honors thesis are supervised by world-leading faculty researchers at the Cummings School of Medicine, but are also given some independency in able to create projects that reflect their own interests and career aspirations. So really, our health research focuses on the laboratory that is outside of the traditional laboratory. That means working with human participants in a variety of settings, including sometimes healthcare and community-based settings. So in addition to the two curricular opportunities for health research in the practicum course and the honors thesis, the Bachelor's of Health Science program also offers extracurricular ways to get research experience. So we offer summer studentship specifically for BHSC students that provides funding anywhere from 2 to 4 months of summer research. Students pick their research, they are supervised by a faculty researcher within the University of Calgary and are able to get paid for their research work over the summer. There's also the ability to engage in both research and curriculum across in a global health setting. So we have a global health initiative that runs from the local it's called the Indigenous Local Global Health Office at the Cummings School of Medicine, which works closely with the Bachelor's of Health Science program to develop opportunities for undergraduate students. So this includes things like global health courses in which our students partner with our partners, for example, in East Africa. So we currently have a health promotion course with our partners at MUST in Uganda. And also other research-based opportunities that follow also the work of our partners in mostly East Africa, but other parts of the world as well. The other curricular piece that I didn't mention before is the opportunity to undertake an independent study course. So this means you get to choose a topic, a project, and a faculty member you would want to work with, and then you get credit for doing a research project, which can span anywhere from the 1 semester to a whole year. So these independent study courses are a really fantastic way to add on to your program and really dig into areas that you are particularly interested in. A very common question we get is, what do I do after I finish my degree? So unlike some other undergraduate degrees, this is not a terminal program, meaning there is not a one path that's leading somewhere specific. The kinds of skills that students gain within our program are very broad and allow them to pursue a vast array of interests with a very strong foundation on some important transferable skills like communication, both oral and written, interdisciplinary collaboration, really strong work ethic, and the ability to adapt to different types of environments. And we do that through experiences in research in our program. So I have an example here of what some of our graduates do. Many of our graduates will go on to graduate schools. In the top right, we have Jeff McLean, who graduated about 3 years ago. And he is currently just finishing up his Global Health Masters at McMaster University. The bottom right, we have Ava Daniluk, who also graduated, I believe, in the same year as Jeff. She decided to pursue law and has now become a real leader at the University of Calgary Law School, providing programs for underrepresented populations. And on the right, we have Leah Shipton, who actually graduated several years ago. This is a picture of her in Karachi doing her Aga Khan University internship for a few months right after she graduated from the Health and Society program, where she got to explore healthcare and public health services in a very different international setting. She's now gone on to do and is currently doing her PhD in political science at the University of Toronto. Aside from these three very specific examples, our students really go on to do a vast array of things post-graduation. There's a variety of professional schools that I've already mentioned, a vast array of graduate school programs, as well as public health practice and research, either with organizations like Alberta Health Services, the Alberta Mental Health Association, or other community-based organizations. They also go on to do international internships, pursue careers in health and public policy, health administration, project management, and many actually go on to be entrepreneurs. So this degree really does, rather than create one specific path, opens doors that allow students to really ask themselves what it is that they want after the four-year program. And so we, as a small program, can help students create that experience that situates them well to pursue those aspirations. Okay, so our program also offers our students the flexibility to undertake other important experiences within the university. For example, we have several Dino athletes that come through the BHSC program. We always have a number of them within the program any given year. Here I've highlighted two health and society students. One is Kira Makak, and she is part of the Dino's women's hockey team, just graduating this term. And Grace Liu, who is on the women's wrestling team, a real star athlete, and a very strong health and society student. Aside from athletics, our students can pursue a number of other interests. So we have students pursuing minors outside of the health sciences and other kinds of experiences. So because we are a small program, we're able to work individually with students to tailor their experience to what it is that they want. So part of that requires us to really be supporting our students and to create a sense of community and connection. So there's a variety of other components in the program that help us do that. We have a BHSC specific orientation day and a buddy program where incoming students are paired with senior students in the BHSC program so that they can get an understanding of, the student experience and the student perspective. Being on the Foothills Medical Campus and not on the main campus really does provide a very rich but a different kind of experience. So the buddy program is one way for us to really connect all of our students together. We also offer a mentorship program where junior students are paired with faculty at the Cummings School of Medicine, and they are mentored in things like career development, how to reach out to other faculty to seek out research opportunities, to think about independent learning courses, as well as an opportunity to network across the Cummings School of Medicine. There's also a research symposium every year specifically for BHSC students to highlight their research. And we have the Health Sciences Students Association, which is a student-run group that really creates a community for the students around questions they have pursuing careers and experiences within the health sciences. And lastly, we have the Student Faculty Liaison Committee, which really is a connection between students and the directors and the associate dean for the program, so that we can have a student voice and student representation when we're thinking about the curriculum and when we are designing different aspects of our programs, including things like community building events. Okay, so this is a picture of our fourth year in 2019. So this is a pre-COVID picture when it was the last opportunity we had to really gather. This picture is taken right after the oral exam for the thesis. So these are all fourth year thesis students who just within the past half hour when this picture was taken have completed their honors thesis requirements. They all get a t-shirt that brags about surviving and making it and thriving through this year. And we have a big celebration because it's a very important part of our program. And it really does celebrate how we all support each other as not just students to students, but faculty to students and leadership to students. So it's a really nice way for us to highlight how very close we are with what's happening in the program. And again, we are afforded kind of this privilege because we do keep our program small. So with that, I will close the presentation. Happy to take any questions if you have any at this time. Feel free to just open your mic and ask your question or pop your question into the chat. I have listed my email as well as Dr. Hendricks' email here on the slide. So if you go away from this session and come up with some questions that you'd like to ask, please feel free to email us anytime. If you have questions about admission specifically, please email bhsc@ucalgary.ca and they'll be able to help you with your very specific questions. So I'll just open up the floor to questions at this time. Let's see what's in the chat. Well, as we wait for you to maybe think of what it is you'd like to know more about, I'm going to invite Dr. Hendricks to maybe add some words about the Health and Society program.
Sure, thank you. Yeah, what will I say if I want to tell you something critical or interesting or important about the program? I guess much of it was covered by Dr. Ting. I suppose a couple things that are worth focusing on or worth thinking about is just how different this program is from other undergraduate programs at the University of Calgary. You can expect a lot of close attention to your progress and a lot of feedback on writing and oral assignments. And I think that as a result of this, graduates from our program tend to be very successful when they go on to graduate school, if they go on to graduate school. So that's something you can expect. And then, something that I shared with another group when we did a presentation earlier today was how I came to learn about the social determinants of health. And this really amazed me. So I came into the Bachelor of Health Sciences program hired to just work with all majors in the program before I started specializing and working more closely with the health and society students. And it was real news to me when I learned that individual behaviors, like whether you smoke or drink or how well you eat or exercise, are only weakly predictive of human health outcomes. The far more robust predictors, so the factors that seem to matter much more to human health, are these social determinants. Are you rich or are you poor? Are you from a racialized group? Do you live in a neighborhood with lots of high quality grocery stores, or do you live somewhere in sort of what's called a food desert? These are really potent determinants of human health. And so I think there's really exciting opportunities to learn about, to investigate these factors and to really try to make the world better by contributing to policies that make for a more healthy environment for your fellow humans. So something to think about as you consider this program.
Thank you, Dr. Hendricks. So I do have a question. Someone has asked how many students we accept into the program each year. So roughly our acceptance is capped around 100 students, and that includes all three majors. So this allows us to keep our program small enough that we get to know each student personally and are able to really support students through both their academics, but also a research experience throughout their curriculums as well. So about 100. So there is significant application pressure. I would suggest you apply early and take some time to be thoughtful with how you complete your supplementary application. Maybe as given another minute or so. Oftentimes we also get questions about the opportunities to do an international experience. So I've already talked a little bit about some of our global health initiatives for our students. But in addition to that, the University of Calgary also offers the opportunity to do a term or a year abroad. The challenge we have with the BHSC program is that we have a number of core courses that run year long that are required for all of our students. So, but we have very successfully worked with our students in the past to, massage the program and also find places where you can fit in an international experience. So for example, Kira Makuk, who's the women's Dinos hockey team member, she undertook an international experience. So she did a term abroad in the University of Newcastle in Australia, where she took a number of really, really interesting public health courses and courses on Indigenous health, and was able to fit that into her program by doing that in the summertime. So there are definitely ways where other students have chosen to take an extra year and then do a year abroad and develop a whole other set of skills and experience a different health system that really adds breadth and important skills to their training. So that's something to keep in mind as well. Okay, well, I'm not seeing any other questions. Again, I'd encourage you to please check out our BHSC website for some more information about the program. You can also see there what our current students are up to, what some of our alumni are doing, and some of the events that we have within the program, as well to get in touch with us if you have any questions or would like some more information about health and society. So with that, thank you all for being here, and I'll close the session.